a lack of success, or the inability to achieve a desired outcome, or in other words, failure. One of the biggest things people strive to stay away from, whether it's the embarrassment from your peers, the feeling you let your loved ones down, or the tiredness of your repeated shortcomings. And in all actuality, it's quite smart to avoid these things for mental health reasons. This is what I would say if I was an absolute idiot. You need to embrace your failures. You need to love your hardships. You need to fail faster. Now, why on earth would you want more embarrassment and disappointment coming your way so fast? It's got to be insanely overwhelming. No. You don't have time to achieve your dreams or give racist love. I'm pretty sure most of us would agree that $1 million, that new car, that new house is way more fun at 25 rather than 68. Cemeteries worldwide bury millions of bodies every year from different races and ethnic groups. But what they all have in common is that they are the land of many unfulfilled dreams. And now imagine how many of those dreams went to the grave because somebody was scared to fail. So now here are 4 reasons why you need to fail faster. As humans, we're not the fastest or the strongest, and sometimes not the smartest. But the one thing that we're the best at and heavily underestimate is our ability to learn. Hold on, this is not your screen time, so who let you in here? I'm not your twin, little bro. Relax. And plus, I'm better looking than you. Bro, you literally my clone. Yep, that sounds like something a clone of mine would say. You know what? Right there, I got something for you. Man, what the hell? Eliante was a friend of mine when I was about 9 or 10 years old that taught me how to play basketball. Now, to start playing at that age considers you somewhat of a late bloomer, since most start at the age of 5 or earlier. And when I say terrible is an understatement, I mean getting boxed up by guys way smaller than me, hitting straight backboard, on layups, shooting on the other team's goal, and not being able to dribble at all. So yeah, I was bad. But one thing Eliante always had me doing was practicing. Every day, all summer, 4 to 6 hours a day. At this time, I became obsessed. And not necessarily with the game itself, but obsessed with learning it. So then I went from statistically being the worst player at my basketball camp to 3 to 4 months later, averaging 10 points a game. Now, granted, it was a YMCA league, but growth nonetheless. The point is, you need to be a student of the game. Refining your skills or learning something new every day needs to be a requirement, whether small or large. And no, it should not be an overwhelming task. Just figure out your goal, find out your why, figure out the steps you need to take to get to that goal, become obsessed with learning at each step, and just get 1% better every day. Quality over quantity. Preached endlessly over and over, reminding people to always take their time to produce something exceptional. And as quality is to time, quantity is to speed. They both go together, yet one is neglected way more over the other. When in reality, quantity or speed is just as, if not more important. See, when you're trying to fail faster, it should never be done aimlessly or without proper steps. You should be calculated, structured, and aware of what you're doing and why it even has meaning. In other words, you need to move as quick as possible without sacrificing quality. For example, let's say you and another company are in the shoemaking business. Now your company is known for its quality of shoemaking, taking your time on every single piece. While your competition may not be as good quality as you, it's still pretty decent with a much shorter turnaround time. Now, a potential client loves both of your companies, seeing that your quality is superior, but ultimately chooses the other company. Now, why is that? Because you take double the time of your competitor, and they need shoes to sell yesterday. We live in a microwave society where everyone wants everything now, from entertainment to food to packages. I mean, you'll pay for Amazon Prime and expect your package to be there the next day with no damages. So why not apply those same principles and get up and go get after it, no matter how hard it gets? Which brings me into my next point. For as long as you, myself, and everyone else on this planet lives, you will face some type of struggle, rejection, or failure. And most people dread having this happen, yet it's something you need to go through. And not just to accomplish dreams or goals, but to build your character. When you're working endlessly on something, things like resilience, perseverance, empathy, and humility are all being built up day by day. And while having these intangibles and a strong faith in God, there won't be a single obstacle that can tear you down. Which brings me into my final point. You need to get done. Always, always, always finish what you started. What if I told you I had the most beautiful plant in the world? So then I go find good soil to plant it in, make sure it's in a big enough area, give it all the healthy sunlight it needs, and then I never water it. Now, what can't that plant do? It will never grow. And these same rules apply to you seeing things through. Whether it's because you can't follow through, you're scared of what people think, you're a procrastinator, or the worst of them all, you're a perfectionist. And all a perfectionist is someone believing in a lie causing them to procrastinate. The lie that I can't accept anything unless it's perfect, when in reality, you'll never get there. And yes, I'm just as guilty of it as you are. Like, I used to be really bad. And I mean real bad, like super bad, like something unforeseen, like something really, really, man, shut up rambling and finish the video. Since when could clones talk back? I mean, probably around the same time you was being a perfectionist writing the script. Snitch. In Galatians 5 and 6 it says, "For in Christ Jesus neither circumcision nor uncircumcision counts for anything, but only faith working through love." In other words, God doesn't want you to try and live perfectly. He wants you to focus on living a childlike faith through authentic acts of love. So now, what exactly does that mean for you? Stop trying to perform perfectly and just work the plan. And always, always finish what you started. And since now my brain is fried and I don't know what else to say, there's this.